Hi, this is Ryan Neal from the USA offices of Neal's Saddlery and Harness, Cowboy Sewing Machines, and Hightex Sewing Machines. And today we're going to do a little demonstrational video on the CB243. The CB243 is a heavyweight nylon webbing sewing machine. It can also be used for sewing leather for certain applications as well. But our main emphasis for today is the ability of the machine to sew through multiple layers of heavy gauge nylon webbing. So right now what we've got in the machine is 5 layers of approximately 8,000 to 10,000 pound break strength nylon webbing. And we'll go ahead and do a demonstration on this here in a little bit and show you how the machine performs. But I want to go ahead and go over some of the features that we have on this machine and how it's equipped right now to sew nylon webbing for a production environment. So we have on this machine a automatic reverse, which is actually engaged by pushing this knee lifter pedal right here. So by depressing the pedal, you can see that the reverse lever goes down, and that allows the operator to engage reverse in the sewing machine while the machine is still in motion, in forward motion, so you can do it on the fly. In addition, we have a presser foot lifting mechanism, which is also pneumatically powered. And you can see that by depressing back on the pedal, I can actually get the presser foot to lift on the machine. Also, these functions are enabled here on the control panel. You have a choice between using the foot or knee inputs, or you can actually activate it on the control panel. As you can see here, I've activated reverse, and I've also got the presser foot lifter here, and that's activated on the control panel. We also have an option for a needle cooler, and that option is engaged by pressing this button right here, and that blasts a jet of cold air onto the needle to prevent it from overheating. So, you can see up here we have the pneumatic cylinder for the reverse mechanism. Back in the back, which you can't see right now, there's a pneumatic cylinder for the presser foot lifter functions as well. This machine uses the same bobbin as the Adler 204. It also uses the same bobbin as our 4500, so it is a large capacity bobbin. The machine's capable of sewing thread sizes anywhere from 138 all the way up to about 554. It's got approximately a 23 millimeter presser foot lift, capable of sewing up to about 20 millimeters. So in theory, we can actually put one more layer of this heavy gauge nylon webbing underneath it, and it would be able to successfully sew it without any difficulty. So it does come on a very nice stand. The motors that we use are some of the best motors that we have in the industry. It's our HVP 70 servo motor rated at 750 watts, which is nearly 1 horsepower. In this particular machine, we do not have a speed reducer connected to it, so you can see how easily, when I start sewing, how easily it is to control the machine. And you also see that the power that this motor generates without the aid of the speed reducer unit. So that'll give you an idea about how powerful the motor is. And the motor is fully adjustable on this machine, anywhere from 300 RPM all the way up to a 5,500 RPM. So I'm going to go ahead and give this a little whirl here so you guys can see how the machine works. So I'm just going to hold my top and bobbin threads off the right hand side like we normally do. I'm going to depress very slowly on the pedal here. And you can see how controllable that motor is. I can sew at a very slow rate of speed, or as I push farther down on the pedal, you can see that I can sew faster. And this motor right now is only set to run at about 800 RPM, so we can actually set this to go much faster than this if we want to. So I'm just going to go ahead and sew down to the end of the piece here, approximately right there. We're going to go ahead and lift the presser foot. I'll just use the hand lifter option rather than the foot lifter. I'm going to set my foot back down, and I'm going to continue sewing. Now if I wanted to use the foot lifter, I would just push down on the pedal like that, on the back side of the pedal, and then set the work down again. And then there we are, ready to make our next turn. So to press on the back side of the pedal, I'm just going to snip these threads off here real quick. And then we'll go ahead and complete our box. Now to engage reverse on the machine, I have 2 options. I can either use the knee lifter, or I can just simply press the button on the control panel. And you can see that it backs up very nicely. Now I'm going to pull this material out of the machine so you can see how it's doing. And you can see that we've got 5 layers of heavy-duty 8,000 to 10,000 pound brake strength nylon webbing. And this is hard as a rock. I mean, you can see that this is not going anywhere, and that's just by sewing around the periphery of it, but it makes it very solid, almost like a board. You can see the reverse stitches back up very nicely, very evenly, match the forward stitch in length. And then you can see on the back side of the material, the stitching is sunk in very deeply, as well as along the edges. Now always remember on nylon webbing, there is a grain to it, so that when you're sewing with the grain, the stitching becomes smaller and less noticeable. When you sew against the grain, the stitching becomes more noticeable, and that's just because of the weave of the nylon webbing fibers. But anyhow, we just wanted to do a quick showcase on the CB243 machine. If you have any additional questions, please feel free to contact me directly. My name is Ryan Neal from Neal's Saddlery and Harness, Cowboy Sewing Machines, and Hightex Sewing Machines. And you can reach me at area code 330-692-1418. And I do thank you for your time today.